Hi everybody, this is Beth McCullough. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I blog at stampingmom.com. I'm here live every Wednesday on Facebook with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi everybody.
And we missed you last week. I had shingles and other complications, and last week was a rough week. And today we're making something Jean actually figured out, so it may be another rough week.
Well, no, I have complete faith and confidence in Stamping Mom. She's going to do great.
Hi, Mary. So this is really cute, and I don't know that any Stampin' Up! Demonstrator has done it this way. Look at this tweed suit. Steve actually picked out the color combination, the handkerchief. He was very specific how he wanted this, right? So the fun part of this is the card folds out this way, and then it opens up. Have a happy Father's Day.
Wow, I didn't even know that's how it worked. That's cool.
Isn't that cool? Now, on the stamp set itself, it says, have a happy Father's Day, handsome. Well, one of these, of course, is for my dad, who's 82 years old. And he is very handsome, but he might think it's odd that his daughter would give him a card that says, have a happy Father's Day, handsome. So we just put tape over that. So he just gets to have a happy Father's Day. But most of this card is easy. It's a little tricky around the neck. And like I said, Jean's made a lot more of these than I have. So you guys will have to be patient with me. Here's another one. This also was Steve approved. He liked the navy suit with the bow tie. You know, honey, there's one on the table. Oh, here it is. I can put this one in here. You can also do this with the long tie.
And
Isn't this cute? Yeah. I should have done that for this one. Isn't that cute? I just love it.
So people are saying that this is an incredible design and they think it's really cool.
Okay, well, let me show you what you need. You need the handsomely suited suite. You need both the stamp set and the dies. And then the only other thing you need is the stitched rectangles. The second smallest is what's on the inside. The white layer is second smallest, and then the plaid layer is the third smallest. So that is all you need. So let's get started. I am making a Steve non-approved color. I decided the suit should be Pacific Point because I wanted it to go with this bow tie. And would you wear a suit this color, honey?
Nope.
Nope, not Steve. He's a little conservative. So
I'm traditional.
Traditional.
Although there was a time in the 90s where everybody was wearing double-breasted suits.
Yeah.
And the shirts that were colored and had a sheen to them. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's about as exotic as I got, though. But I did feel pretty cool in double-breasted suits.
Well, let's get started. To do the suit jacket, I always do it in white first, and I would suggest you do that. I have a template for almost everything I make. Then I put this in a file, and next year when I want to make a suit card, I would just pull it out and make it again.
Let me interrupt you for a second to say some hellos to Beth and Bridget and Jean and Cindy from Alberta, Canada.
Hello, everybody. Cindy is from Alberta?
Yes.
Cindy, we're still watching the Heartland show, still making our plans to go visit Alberta and see the beautiful mountains. And we want to ride horses. Okay, so for the suit jacket, pick out your color. You can do navy like Steve did, or Pacific Point, whatever, the tweed suit. By the way, all of these plaids and the tweed is in the Well-Suited Designer Series paper. That is still available till June 30th or while supplies last. It was in the last mini catalog. So cut your cardstock at 5.5. Am I in the picture good here?
You're doing fine.
5.5 by 8.5. And then you're going to score at 2 1/8 and 6 1/4. And then get out your dies, and you're going to use this big V, and you're just going to center this. I didn't measure it, so it's not perfect, but you want the suit opening to be about the center of your card. So run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss or Big Shot, whatever you have, and you're going to end up with that. So here's where I am with the Pacific Point. 5.5 by 8.5. By the way, there'll be pictures of the template, and this is my blog post that goes live at 3 o'clock today. My Creativity Abounds is releasing our new masculine exclusive tutorial bundle at 3 o'clock today. And if you order from me $50, you get the whole tutorial bundle free. All my Joy team gets it, or you can purchase it for $15. But that's at 3 o'clock today. But all these templates will be on that post at 3, which means we can't go for a walk before that, honey, unless I get it all done. Okay, so here's my Pacific Point, and the suit jacket is almost done. Then the other thing that I cut out, I'll show you everything. I ran another piece of Pacific Point through to get the lapels and to get the pocket. And that's also in the die set. So I'm going to take this and very carefully try not to get glue on any of it. Or if you have a glue that dries clear, that would be good too.
So while you're working, I'm going to tell stories on you. Beth is pretty amazing. She has a very high tolerance for pain, and she doesn't like to complain. But I just have to tell you what a trooper she was while she had the shingles. I know she was in a lot of pain, but she didn't complain very much, and she endured it. And it's just another reason why I'm very impressed with her.
Oh, you're sweet, honey. I actually still have the shingles, but it's so much better than it was. So.
But I gave her some grace last week and suggested that she shouldn't do a Facebook Live when she wasn't feeling her best.
Actually, when it was time for the Facebook Live, I was seeing stars and I was dizzy and I was nauseous. Not that you want to hear all that.
No telling exactly what she would have said.
Yeah. I told Steve he should go ahead and do it on his own. Okay, so you saw maybe I glued the lapels on here. And then I glued on the pocket. I just tucked it underneath the lapel. And then to do the kerchief, what is that called? Jean called it something else.
Hanky.
The hanky? That isn't what she called it, but to do the hanky, I actually just cut out this collar piece. And I'm just going to make it look good. I'm going to tuck it in the pocket. So I'm going to add some glue to both pieces. This would be MacGyvering it, right, Steve?
Yes. I like the creativity.
Okay. So I'm just going to put it in the pocket. Maybe put it in the pocket before the pocket dries. That would have been...
The problem is it's not a pocket. The problem is we glued the whole darn pocket down already.
Yeah. Have you ever bought a suit where the pocket was...
Yes, actually. Usually they come sewed together.
And then you have to open the seam.
Yeah, you have to cut it. And so...
Yeah. Look at this. I'm getting glue everywhere. Don't do that. What is this? Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. So now we're going to glue the pocket shut. Got to get that cute kerchief in there. And I also want this back under there.
It's okay, Beth. We'll get this together.
There. Look at that.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah. And I have, if you don't have this, get some adhesive remover. And when that dries, I will get that off. Okay. So it's super cute, right? So the only other thing you have to do for the suit is glue the back together. So I'm going to put a thin line of liquid glue.
Oh, the ladies have pointed out that it's called a pocket square, and they're right.
A pocket square?
Yes.
You know, it's a good thing they're here because I couldn't remember what it's called. Jean called it even something else, but yeah. So this is how it goes together. And we're just going to let this dry really good. You could put tear and tape on there. I looked at my tear and tape, and if you have Stampin' Ups, it's a little thick for how much the overlap is. If you have thinner tear and tape, you could use that. But liquid glue really dries nicely. Okay, so here is the suit, and we'll try not to lose that one. Now, to do the shirt, I have a template for that too. The dress shirt, which Steve was insisting had to be white, is 5 1/4 by 8 inches. And then I scored it at 2 inches and 6 inches. Now, here is the tricky part with this. So we have a 2-inch score line and a 6-inch score line. We're also going to measure and put a dot at 4 inches. So here's my ruler. 4 inches is halfway in between. Is this showing up? So we have a dot at 4 inches, and then on the 2-inch and the 6-inch score line, we're also going to measure over 2 inches and put a dot here and here. So we're making mountains for the cool way the dress shirt goes together. Then what I did is I took the trimmer, and this doesn't have to be perfect, okay? But what I did is I put the corner dot in the trimmer track, and I just eyeballed it. Use the lighter scoring blade, and I went from the corner up to the 2-inch score line. Then I turned it, and I lined this up. Now, I actually drew the lines, and I would recommend you do that. I actually drew the lines with pencil, and you can go back and erase that. But it's easier to get the score lines, or you could use a scoreboard if you think that's easier. But I went ahead and scored all of those lines. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Okay, now what you're going to do is fold it together this way. So the folds come in, because the front of your dress shirt is coming together this way. Okay. Now this stitched piece, of course, came out of here. So I ran that through. I also ran through the buttons. Here's my piece to show you everything. I ran the second smallest stitched rectangle for the sentiment inside the card. I ran this big stitching piece. I ran the 6 buttons and the collar, all out of white. Now you take this long collar piece, and we want the neck to be halfway in between, right, hon?
Right.
So this...
That should actually be more precise.
Do you think so?
Just saying. You know, most people aren't kind of crooked, so you do want that one to be in the middle.
So I took this stitched seam, and I glued it on halfway on the left side. So it's going to overlap to the right, but it's going to be loose. Okay? Does that make sense? And then I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm going to cut it off diagonally. You know, I'm going to cut it off even more. I'm going to shut this, and I'm going to cut it off to match the dress shirt.
Cut to fit.
Yeah. Okay. So here's our dress shirt opening, and this seam piece is halfway on the left side, and then it goes halfway to the right. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the neck, and I struggled with the neck a little bit. So we have the collar piece, and then I cut out another color of crumb cake, and you can do skin color, you can do something neutral, whatever you want to do. But I just took a piece of crumb cake, and I wanted to line it up. So here's the collar when it's together. but the left side of the collar and the neck are going on the left side, and the right color is going on the right side.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, I would even say that, your skin color piece isn't necessary, but it's cool.
Well, here's how it looks. You want to be able to see the collar of the dress shirt.
So you do want a color contrast.
I think you do. So I glued on the crumb cake on the back, and then after I glued it on, I cut it apart because this color is going to be on the other side. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on the back of this, but I'm only going halfway because the right half of the skin triangle is not going to be glued to anything. Steve, can you look and see if anybody has questions?
Bev is definitely pro contrast on the neck.
Okay. Thanks for agreeing, Bev. Now I'm going to take the other side, and I kind of like that I can see where the crumb cake was, so I know exactly how to line this up. This side of the collar was ripped off from the last shirt that I made because I didn't have that seam on there correctly. That's why I'm showing you how to do it correctly. So this is going to go on here. Yay. Okay, so now we need our bow tie. And the reason I use specific point is I wanted this snazzy bow tie. Hey, Leonie. Leonie did, I might have said this last week, she actually was one of the speakers for the Dutch Stampin' Up! On tour last week, and she did a fabulous job. So it's like we know a celebrity. So I'm so glad you're here, Leonie, and so proud of how well you did. Okay, so now the bow tie is going to go right there.
And it's good that the centerpiece overlaps, otherwise that would hold it shut.
I'm going to take a commercial break. I have to show you the cards I got in the last 2 weeks since I saw you. This is from Marceline, my dear friend Marvelous Marceline. She made us this Easter card. Look, this is to you too, Steve. Rejoicing in His grace. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful. I love that color blue.
And then I have a sweet friend, Daphne, in California. She sent me this chicken coop card. Isn't this sweet? So sweet. Okay, I have to read the inside to you. If we use the stimulus money to buy baby chickens, does that mean we got our money for nothing and our chicks for free?
Yes.
What is that from?
That's from a Dire Straits song.
Dire Straits.
From the 1980s.
So you can, on your computer, make any sentiment you want. And that is awesome, Daphne. Thank you so much for the card. And then my dear friend Ruth from Australia. I actually have a birthday next Monday. And my first birthday card that came is from Ruth Solberger from Australia. And she knows Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay are my favorite colors, followed by any color of pink and mango and granny apple green. So she always makes my cards in these beautiful, bright, happy colors. And look, she decorated the inside. She did put a note in here. This is always sweet when you're sharing a card. She cased this card from Amy Kunders. She always prints out a verse, kind of like Daphne did with the chicks sentiment, and then just decorated it beautifully. So pretty. Thank you so very much. Okay. So here we are on our card and our dress shirt. So now we need buttons. So I took the little buttons that I ran through and I put glue dots on the back and I stuck them to my light pole. Do you want to start getting these off for me?
Yes.
I stuck them on there really good.
They are stuck well. Let me get one of your thingy dingies.
It wasn't my plan to stick it quite so well. But we're going to put the buttons down. Now, if you're making this kind of tie, of course, the buttons are covered. Oh, look at this teamwork. We both have a paper piercer. And he's getting buttons with glue dots off of my lamp. I don't know if it's bumping you guys when he pulls those off. I just thought it'd be easier than putting them on all later. Good job, honey. You were so sweet.
I contributed.
You did contribute. Okay, so I didn't get the stamp ready to stamp for you, but here's what I put inside. Have a happy Father's Day. Let's see if this one says handsome. Actually, this one is the one for you.
Wait, that's my card?
That's your card. That was your favorite. Oh, it doesn't say handsome. Steve's definitely needs to say handsome.
Yeah, you might want to swap that out there.
Okay, so we're going to put that inside the card. It folds together just like this. What do you think?
Well, yeah, and you got to show everybody the finished product.
Yeah, you push it. You push it in. Do you guys like the Pacific Point? Okay, so we have Pacific Point for the suit. We have Steve's tweed. That's what he's voting for. Okay, here's the first one Jean made. You might recognize, I love this purple. It's kind of a cool looking suit. Do you remember the Stampin' Up! Paper? Well, the back side of it is this little plaid suit. Steve's looking at his watch, telling us it's too much time.
No, I just was...
Isn't this cute?
Notifications.
And then we also have the long tie. So tell me which one is your favorite.
Are you ready for...
We have number 1. Number 2 is the tweed. 3 is the purplish suit. And 4 is the traditional. This is for the interview.
Yes.
Our friend Michael is going to interview for an internship later this week. I think he should wear this. So, what do you guys think?
So while you're voting, I can now tell you my suggestion for a possible change, maybe an improvement or something different.
Okay, what's that?
Here's my thing. So what I thought of the first time you took this card and pulled it out, and then I'd never seen it open before, and I saw it open like this. What it reminded me of is Superman.
Superman?
When he's running out of running to the phone booth to change, and he rips his shirt open like that. And so what would be really cool is when you open this up, since it's Father's Day, there's like a Superman thing here for Father's Day.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I would.
Back in the day when I started my blog, didn't I used to call you Superman?
Well, that's when I was doing triathlons, and I was way over the top trying to do way too many things.
And he was embarrassed, so he became just plain Steve.
Right, but
he must have liked that I called him Superman
any father... with wife and kids would love to be called by them Superman. And so that's my thought. If when you open it up like this, it's like Superman pulling his shirt open, it would be really cool if the sentiment on the inside had to
Bev is saying Super Dad.
Super Dad.
You are Super Dad,
right?
Too. Yeah. That is a great idea. And you know, I have a superhero set from Stampin' Up. I wonder if Superman's in there. I will have to look into it. But here's my suit cards for today. I will have these templates on my blog at 3 o'clock today. And also the Creativity Abounds Masculine Tutorial Bundle will be on at 3 o'clock. You can purchase that for $15. Get it free if you're on my Joy team. Or get it free if you place a $50 order. And there's 12 different tutorials on there. But this one that I showed you today is free. And thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a blessed week. Please share this video with a friend. Share it and leave a comment if you want to win one of these cards that I'll send you in the mail. And please come back next week and see us at noon. And if you have an idea of what you'd like to see, that would be great too. Have a blessed week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.